There is practically no need for any introduction. Monsterverse Godzilla was first seen in the 2014 movie and made his second appearance in the 2019 movie as the ultimate king of the monsters. Anyway, just for a quick recap, a quickie, Godzilla 2019 is 393 feet tall, which is almost 120 meters in height, and weighs in at about 100,000 tons. He is an ancient Permian age superspecies that lived for millions of years and hibernated in pockets of geothermal radiation sources until awakened in 1945 by the atomic bombs. He and other superspecies are now called as titans, with the genus name being Titanus. His skin is nearly impenetrable, his claws and feet are super tough. His tail can wreck almost anything in its path. He has the ability to absorb nuclear explosions and radiation and become even stronger and bigger. Above all, he has a superpower called the atomic breath, which is a radiation flame that can blast anything into smithereens. Another rare power is his atomic pulse, which is like a thermonuclear shockwave of thousands of degrees in temperature, and his ability to turn into a super fire Godzilla, but can only become so under special conditions. The Mind Flayer, also known as the Shadow Monster, is a malevolent entity that rules the parallel dimension known as the Upside Down. He was introduced in the second season of Stranger Things and serves as the main antagonist of the series. The Mind Flayer is a massively powerful being of unknown origin. He wields supreme control of the Upside Down. With murderous intent, he repeatedly attempts to corrupt both Hawkins Town and the wider world. The Mind Flayer first began his conquest to take over the world in 1984 when he used the gate to spread to the Upside Down's toxic biological growth underneath Hawkins, as well as possessing Will Byers and an army of demo dogs to take down Hawkins' lab. 11 ended his plan by closing the gate and severing the connection between the two worlds. The part of the Mind Flayer remained dormant until it was reawakened in 1985 by the Hawkins key. It then began flaying multiple humans and rats into puddles of biomass that would be used to create a new body for itself to take over the world. The Mind Flayer nearly succeeded in his plan but was killed when the humans closed the gate, severing the connection once again. The Mind Flayer is a gargantuan entity being at least 50 stories tall or more than 540 feet in height, that is 165 meters in the metric system. The details of this anatomy remains unclear due to the thick, silver-black mist which envelops him. It is unclear whether he is entirely composed of this substance or if his body contains any solid elements. The creature has multiple limbs, most of which branch into several smaller appendages. These limbs virtually resemble the tendrils and vines present in the Upside Down. He seems to have elongated, flame-shaped head which sprouts from the central body. His presence is often accompanied by unnatural red lightning, which Will describes as a storm. Through his telepathic link, the Mind Flayer could directly control additional entities and beings. The Mind Flayer's 1985 proxy body resembled a gargantuan, monstrous spider. This incarnation of the Flayer closely matches its upside-down counterpart in terms of its shape and proportions. However, unlike the Flayer's main body, his proxy is not shrouded in silver-black mist, nor is it as large, though it still stands tall at over 20 feet in its fully formed state, but remains vulnerable to heat. So what would happen if Monsterverse Godzilla met and battled with the Mind Flayer of Stranger Things? Let's take in the biggest version of both monsters, which is 2019 Godzilla and the Stranger Things Season 2 Shadow Monster from the Upside Down. The Mind Flayer takes the first point with its height being more than 540 feet or 165 meters compared to Godzilla's 393 feet or 120 meters. The weight, however, can be given to Godzilla as he weighs in at around 100,000 tons, while the Mind Flayer is covered with mist and the body seems fluid and gaseous in nature. The Mind Flayer has telepathic control over additional beings, so it can be implied that he will use this power against the G-Man. But since Godzilla resisted and even challenged the alpha call of Ghidorah, he would also shake it off and resist this mind game. Godzilla seems to have an advantage over the Shadow Monster in physical strength and would wipe the floor clean with his head. But this monster is made of a different substance which seems to be able to phase and recombine, therefore making it hard for the big G to land a solid blow. All this would end up in a standstill and nothing would seem to work for both sides until Godzilla uses his atomic breath, and since the Mind Flayer is vulnerable to heat, it will not be able to stand against it. Moreover, in any case, if the Mind Flayer decides to stand up again, the thermonuclear pulse will render it helpless. But it's not as simple as it looks. The Mind Flayer is immortal. and can regenerate to its former self given enough time. But then again, Godzilla is near immortal himself and would seek to destroy the Mind Flayer wherever he is resurrected, as he poses a threat to the natural order. It will be a cat and mouse game forever, just like how Godzilla hunts to kill the 2014 parasitic MUTOs. So thank you for watching this video. Please comment your thoughts and do like, share and subscribe for more videos about monsters, kaiju and all those good stuff.